Welcome to HAPPYS TV, you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. And please spread all the love, frequency, vibration, everybody around you. We got to be united, not divided. All aboard. Come on. Anyway, I have JT here with me again, and we're going to fill you in on another story, a true story about his mom. Yeah, his mother. So I'm going to conduct a few questions and we're going to go from there. So, Jason, tell me about your mother's health. As far as I'd say probably what, 50 years on forward. Give me a rundown real quick on that, what you went through and into it, or is that too early?
Yeah, no. So, my mom had type 2 diabetes, and that she was overweight. And so I was concerned about the diabetes because once you have diabetes, that's like a Pandora's box for
Yep.
all sorts of health problems. So that's why I yell at everybody with their blood sugar and their A1C and all that, because you don't want to have diabetes, because then you have other problems, and then one problem leads to another problem leads to another problem, and it's a downward spiral. But anyway, so I was on top of her, her going to checkups and this and that, and of course I was trying to help her with her diet and helping her to steer away from the sugar and the carbs, and I was advocating intermittent fasting and ketogenic diet and things like that, which
Right, right.
which would serve to reverse the type 2 diabetes. And then, so one time she had, this was like in 2018, she had a checkup, and I was like, so how'd it go with, the blood work and this and that? And she's like, yeah, well, the diabetes is okay, meaning it wasn't any worse. And maybe she had a modest improvement in her A1C. Her,
How old was she then?
how old was she then? She was probably about 75,
Okay.
76.
All right.
And so she goes, but my kidneys aren't doing well. I said, oh, what's going on with the kidneys? And she goes, yeah, he said I have stage 4. And
What?
I said
Stage four?
I said what?
Golly, it's about time, right?
I said stage 4 what? And I'm on the phone with her, and I'm googling while I'm on the phone with her. I'm googling with my phone, stage 4 kidney, to figure out what she's talking about, stage 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then it
Yep.
comes up, stage 4 chronic kidney disease, chronic kidney failure. I said,
Yep.
so it's stage 4 kidney disease? She go, kidney failure? She goes, yes. And I was really upset because I said, stage 4. I said, what happened to stage 3, stage 2, and stage 1?
I don't get it. I don't get it because the doctor should, based on ethics, they should have informed her when there's an abnormality at stage two
Right,
instead
exactly.
of letting it get that far, in my opinion.
Exactly. So I hit the ceiling because, yeah, I'm getting blindsided now. My mom's got stage 4 kidney failure, and it's the first I'm hearing of it. Are you
That's the
taking
system, guys. They don't work for us, they work against us. Go ahead, JT.
so so it's the first I'm hearing of it at stage 4. So I go and I Google. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, how to help her with the kidneys and the supplements and this and that. And it's
Yeah.
very intricate to deal with the kidneys. It's not like other conditions. This is more
Hmm.
involved, and you need high level expertise to go the naturopathic way. So I found a Dr. Lee, who's also a cardiologist, and he has a PhD in pharmacology. He's also a
Uh-huh.
naturopath, and I spoke to him on the phone, and he was versed in Chinese herbs, because that's what I also found out on the internet about Chinese herbs. There's certain herbs that
Hmm.
are very good for the kidneys, and I don't know anything about Chinese herbs. It's about way above my pay grade. So we went to Dr. Lee, and and by the way, stage four, her GFR, or the that's the metric that they use to measure the functionality of the kidneys, the GFR, or the glomerular filtration rate. Hers was at 28, and
Wow.
so uh, once we got involved with Dr. Lee, and I got my prayer warriors involved. We were praying for my mom. A couple months later, after the protocol he had her on, we were able to get her GFR to 43 or 44.
Right.
So that's actually stage three. So we were able to reverse it from stage four to stage three. And that was very promising, and we were very happy with that result. Because stage four, you have to start talking about the possibility of dialysis, and then you got to
Hey,
go.
can you throw that chart up there, by the way?
Yeah, let me do that.
That way they'll kind of know a little more about the illustration of your situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, the chart is up. So this is a different chart than I had on the last video, a couple videos ago. This one's a little more colorful. So stage one, you got normal kidney function. If you have a GFR of 90 or higher, that would be great. Stage two, you have a GFR between 60 and 89. That's a mild loss of kidney function. Stage 3A is 45 to 59 GFR. 3B would be 30 to 44. Then that would be moderate to severe loss of kidney function. Stage four, severe loss of kidney function, that's a 15 to 29 GFR. And then less than 15, you're at kidney failure. So
Yep.
somewhere in the stage four, you would need to be on dialysis. Probably if your GFR was around 20, I'd say some.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So why I was so upset is because I'm having a conversation when she's at stage four. You don't wake up one morning with stage four. It takes time for the decline. Where was the conversation at stage two and stage three? What There was nothing. We weren't talking about this. This is the first I'm hearing about it when it got to this level, and that's
All
why
by design. It's all by design, JT. All
I
by
was
design.
I was so frustrated that
Hmm.
because you know what, we should be able to see this stuff a mile away. Like they on the charts on your blood work, they say anything above 60 or 59 is fine. They don't. It's not considered any issue because the kidneys are able to do their job even
Hmm.
if you have stage two. Even if you have a
Yep.
60 PFR, you're able to, there's no symptoms, your body's fine. But if you're at 60 or low 60s or mid 60s, you're not that far away from, from stage 3A. You're not that far away. Shouldn't we be talking about why are we waiting for you to have an actual issue before there's a conversation? We should be talking about this stuff a mile in advance. We should be talking.
Let me tell you why real quick, JT, on that. I know you're frustrated about it. I'm frustrated about it too because they pull that two step on a lot of people around me come on. And I know how it works. It's part of the system, and you get more money into the system if they wait for your condition to worsen. Once it worsens, then they can start pushing their products on you. And
And
that's what
their
it's all
product is
about.
what? The product in this case, as far as I know, it's dialysis,
Yep.
which
And
is I would
that's
imagine that's quite expensive.
you don't want to get that far, guys. But it's by design. It shows up in your blood early stages. They either neglect to look at it or they'll tell you about it. And hopefully you got a doctor who'll be honest with you and transparent and tell you about all your blood conditions, what the levels are, everything that's got to do with your blood. You need to know about all of it, not just some of it. Right, JT?
Exactly. And so I have an analogy I wanted to just share, which would be not being versed in some of these things with your blood work is kind of like, you know how when you cross the street, your parents always said you got to look both ways before you cross the street.
Look
Um,
both ways
look both ways before you cross
when
the
you cross
street,
the street.
right? Because
I remember
you don't
that.
want to trust the traffic, the people driving the
Mm-mm.
cars to make sure they don't hit you, right? You want to make sure that you're safe. And so if you're not versed in this in your own health
Yep.
and you're understanding these numbers and you just leave it up to a doctor, well, what if the doctor doesn't tell you? What if the doctor doesn't, what if he's not doing his due diligence, he or she's not doing the due diligence, or they're not going the extra mile, not even, what if they're not competent? What if they don't care? Whatever the case may be.
What if the doctor is driving the car for you? Can't we drive our own car, guys? I mean, golly, we have licenses, we can drive. Well, why not drive to better health ourselves? Do our research and find out what heals the body and find out what kills the body. That's what it's all about. Great analogy there, though, JT.
Oh, I appreciate it. So I just want to, I guess, relay the importance of being mindful and cognizant of your own blood work, what it means. And
Amen.
if you're in the normal range of whatever it is, if you're close to the edge, look into that. Why are you close to the edge of to being not normal range? You know,
Ask questions. Think outside the box, guys.
don't wait
Break
until
outside that square that a lot of us are trapped in. It's what it's all about, waking up the spirit and waking up to the real issues that are going on. Don't listen to somebody else to how they're going to drive your car for you. You drive your own car. Anyway.
exactly. And you don't wait until there's a problem. You want to nip everything in the bud and get ahead of it and and
Yep.
see if you could, employ employ some protocols to prevent any downward spirals or in any of your metrics and your blood work. So that's my spiel for today, um, and that's about it, I suppose. Right?
Yeah, I guess that's about it for now, guys. Well, thanks a lot for coming on. I we deeply appreciate you guys coming on, and we hope you got a good bit of knowledge off this conversation because we're all going through life and learning together, and knowledge is power. So it's real important that we all stick together, and it's a movement. We're saving our children here. Okay, that's what it's all about. Future generations of our situation. Anyway, well, we love each and every one of you, and we'll talk to you guys next time around.